Welcome to Cinepic. The story begins in a pub, where an unidentified couple observes three individuals seated nearby: Nora, Hae Sung, and Arthur. They speculate about their relationships, noting Nora and Hae Sung's conversation while Arthur remains silent beside Nora. Flashback to 24 years ago in Seoul, where Na Young and her friend Hae Sung walk home together. Na Young feels disheartened for finishing second to Hae Sung in school, but he reassures her, pointing out her consistent intelligence. Later, Na Young visits her parents and younger sister Si Young, who are preparing to move to Canada and choosing English names. Na Young decides on Nora. Na Young and Hae Sung's mothers accompany them to the park on their final day before departing. As they part ways, Hae Sung can only manage a bye before Na Young walks away. 12 years later, Hae Sung completes his military service and returns to Seoul, where he frequents bars with his friends. Meanwhile, Nora is studying at college in New York. During a phone conversation with her mother, they reminisce about Hae Sung, whom Nora admits she had a crush on in the past. Nora's mother recalls Hae Sung's comment on her father's restaurant's Facebook page, inquiring about Nora's whereabouts. Encouraged, Nora sends Hae Sung a friend request. Hae Sung answers, and the two start speaking via a camera on Skype. They are overwhelmed yet overjoyed to see each other again after so long, and they begin catching up. Nora aspires to be a writer, and Hae Sung plans to travel to China for a language exchange program. Hae Sung asks Nora why she has never returned to Seoul, and while she suggests he visit her in New York, they are both unable to travel. After some time, Nora informs Hae Sung that they should stop communicating for a while, so she can focus on her work. Nora subsequently attends a writer's retreat, where she meets Arthur. When they are alone at night, Nora discusses with Arthur the notion of inune, providence, which derives from a Korean adage that certain individuals know one another from former lifetimes, and if one briefly passes someone in their life, it signifies they knew each other from a prior incarnation. Lovers would have been together in several previous incarnations. Nora and Arthur then enter into a romantic relationship. Meanwhile, Hae Sung seems to have met a young woman somewhere in China. Another 12 years pass. Nora and Arthur are now married and both work as authors. Nora is seen auditioning for a play she created. Arthur, meanwhile, has achieved success with his best-selling novel Boner, and can be spotted at a book signing with Nora by his side. He has also made efforts to learn Korean for her. Hae Sung arrives in New York after breaking up with his fiancée. Determined to find Nora, Nora encounters him on the street, and they spend time catching up. They explore the city together and take the ferry to the Statue of Liberty. When Nora returns home, she tells Arthur that Hae Sung came to visit her. Arthur worries that Nora and Hae Sung might be childhood sweethearts destined to be together, but Nora assures him of her love for him. Nora invites Hae Sung to join her and Arthur for dinner. They head to the pub where they were first spotted together. As Nora and Hae Sung converse in Korean, Arthur sits nearby. Hae Sung reminisces about inune and ponders their past lives together, but Nora admits she doesn't know. They acknowledge how they've changed since childhood and their first online reconnecting. When Nora steps away to use the restroom, Hae Sung apologizes to Arthur for speaking only in Korean, but Arthur doesn't mind. The three return home, and Nora accompanies Hae Sung outside to wait for his Uber. They stand in silence, gazing at each other for about a minute until the car arrives. Hae Sung reflects on the possibility that they may be living out one of their past lives and wonders where they might meet again. They share a brief hug before he leaves. Nora walks back to Arthur waiting by the door and breaks into tears, finding solace in his embrace. The closing scene depicts Hae Sung driving to the airport, leaving New York behind. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.